Hello everyone, I am Saurabh Bhattacharya. Today in this lecture, we will discuss about digital and microwave communication engineering. Microwave communication engineering, we have one important chapter that is known as your multiplexing, and this is the first unit. And from this first unit, we will learn about the multiplexing and its technique. The learning outcomes of our today's class is idea about multiplexing, its necessity, various types of multiplexing techniques, frequency division multiplexing, application of FDM means frequency division multiplexing with one example, and disadvantage and advantage of frequency division multiplexing. Multiplexing is basically a concept of channel sharing. Channel sharing means multiple users can share a single channel. In communication, when you transmit a signal from different users, then the signals are combined into a common channel, and this technique is known as multiplexing. The entire process can be done with a device, namely multiplexer, and this multiplexer is used in your modulation section, and demultiplexer is used in your demodulation sections. Means basically your transmitter section we use multiplexer, and in the receiver section we use demultiplexer. And this multiplexing gives us a composite signal at the output, means different inputs or n number of inputs are combined to form a single composite output. So, n number of input lines are combined to form a single output line, and the output signal is basically known as the composite signal. So, you can say that a channel is a physical medium through which we communicate. A channel is basically a physical medium through which communicate, and channels can be optical cable, can be wire, electrical lines to convey an information. Physical medium is basically used to convey the information, and this a channel has certain capacity for transmitting information, and they are often measured in bytes, bandwidth, in hertz, and its data rate in bits per second. So, bandwidth in hertz and its data rate bits per second, these two parts are very important in your digital communication technique. Thus, MUX has many inputs and a single output. A device called DMUX or demultiplexer is used at the receiving end and which divides the signal into a component signal, and it has single input and a number of outputs. Different types of multiplexing techniques are used in communication or in telecommunication. There are basically three types of multiplexing techniques include frequency division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing, and time division multiplexing. Another very important multiplexing technique that is used in communication is a code division multiplexing, and this code division multiplexing is now beyond the scope of discussion, and in this discussion in today's class we will discuss about only the frequency division multiplexing. We use only discuss about frequency division multiplexing or FDM. When we classify the multiplexing, then multiplexer are classified in two ways. One is your analog multiplexer and the second one is your digital multiplexer. In analog multiplexer, this multiplexer are divided into two parts. One is your frequency division multiplexing, another one is your wavelength division multiplexing. And similar way, digital multiplexers are also classified as synchronous TDM, means that is your synchronous time division multiplexing, as well as your asynchronous TDM. Today in this lecture we will discuss about only frequency division multiplexing, and in later class we will discuss about TDM, synchronous TDM as well as asynchronous TDM. Frequency division multiplexing is basically used in telecommunication, and they are mainly used by telephone companies in the 20th century, and these telephone companies mainly use that multiplexing technique to combine multiple channels into a composite channel, or we can say a multiple number of signals into a composite signal. So, multiple number of signals means n number of signals will be shared through a single channel or through a composite signal. Frequency division multiplexing technique is analog communication technique, or we can say analog multiplexing technique. So, in frequency division multiplexing we use the analog signals, and this multiplexing is done in the frequency domain, and the signals are combined in the frequency domain. So, these types of multiplexing is useful when the links bandwidth, this is very important term, when the links bandwidth is better than the united bandwidth, means the links bandwidth is better than united bandwidth of the transmitted signal, then only we use FDM, and this is most useful case when the links bandwidth is better than united bandwidth, otherwise the signals will be distorted. Basically in FDM the total frequency spectrum is divided into several logical channels and giving each user exclusive possession of a particular frequency or bandwidth. So, the frequency spectrum is divided in frequency division multiplexing. Let us know about the basic operation of frequency division multiplexing. So, in this diagram we have three input signals as M1, M2 and M3. These three message signals are used here with an demonstration. So, these three message signals are generally used to perform the multiplexing technique, and in the modulator we have three modulators, and this is modulator 1, we have another modulator 2, this is modulator 2, and we have another modulator 3. So, the incoming signals are coming from the message signal 1, from the message signal 2 and the message signal 3, and here in the modulator we have three different carrier frequency like omega 1, and we have different carrier frequency omega 2, and we have another frequency omega 3, and these frequencies are generally high frequency carriers, and the high frequency carriers means its range in the it lies in the range of megahertz. So, this megahertz region range is used for our carrier frequency F1, carrier frequency F1, carrier frequency F2, and also for carrier frequency F3, and balance modulator or product modulator is used in the modulation section, and at the output we get composite signal. So, let that one is our first composite signal of the message, and we are denoting that one is with the help of x1 t, and we are getting the second signal as x2 t, and we are getting another signal x3 t, and these three signals are coming into the summing amplifier. This one is a summer circuit, and in this summer circuit the signals are combining, and they are producing a composite signal at the output. So, at the output we are getting a composite signal. So, this signal is actually basically the composite signal. Composite signals are transmitted through the channel, and at the demodulation section there are some filters, and these filters are basically the band pass filters, and these filters have different cutoff frequencies, and with the range of these cutoff frequencies we can select the range of frequencies, and at demodulator 1, 2 and 3 demodulator sections are there. So, in there are also the same carrier frequencies, or we can say the pilot carrier frequencies have been used, and they have been used to demodulate the original message signal M1t, M2t and M3t. In this frequency division multiplexing we have a concept of guard band. So, what happens in frequency division multiplexing, the signals are getting overlap, means two successive channels or two successive symbols get overlap here. So these are the overlapping. Due to this overlap, there are a possibility of crosstalk. Crosstalk is nothing but the overlapping of the frequency spectrum. So to avoid this overlapping, we have to use a guard band. So this guard band is basically a spectrum that has no information. So in between these three spectrums, we have two guard bands or two frequencies. In AM, these guard bands are generally 10 kilohertz, and in FM, these guard band frequencies are 20 kilohertz, and sometimes in microwave communication, these guard bands are used in the range of 4 kilohertz. And so these guard bands are used to avoid the spectral congestion or to avoid the overlapping of the signal. The commercial AM broadcast stations uses a frequency spectrum or guard band in the range of your 10 kilohertz, and this 10 kilohertz apart, the carrier frequency spaced in the frequency range 540 hertz to 1640 kilohertz, and commercial FM broadcast uses a carrier frequency in the range of 20 kilohertz or 200 kilohertz apart from each other. So there is the commercial FM broadcast uses a carrier's frequencies spaced 200 kilohertz apart or 20 kilohertz. Or this is a typical example of frequency reducer multiplexing signal. So in the system, we have frequency in the range of 540 kilohertz, and we have used 4 guard bands here of 10 kilohertz. So this 10 kilohertz is used for your AM broadcasting, and in case of your FM broadcasting, this frequency for FM, this frequency will be used for your 20 kilohertz. In FM, the frequency slice is 20 kilohertz, but in case of your AM, that is 10 kilohertz. And in this frequency, we have total 4 signals, total 4 guard bands are there. So these guard bands are used here, first guard band and another one second. So we have the third guard band here, also we have 4 guard band. So 4 guard bands have used to differentiate here 5 number of message signals. So that one is your message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4, message 5, and each of the message is 100 kilohertz. So total message will be 100 kilohertz multiply by 5. So that will be your 500 kilohertz plus, as 4 number of channels are there, so 40 kilohertz will be the total spectrum. So 540 kilohertz. Summary. So in summary, we can say that the frequency reducer multiplexing is widely used by the telecommunication companies in AM broadcasting systems, FM broadcasting systems, voice telephony, IP over telephony. Means in case of your telecommunications, the major advantage of this FDM is that it can transmit multiple number of signals in frequency domain. But the major disadvantage of this FDM system is that there is a requirement of blank spectrum, and this spectrum is required to avoid the spectral congestion or to minimize the overlapping of the two successive frequency spectrum. So in summary, we can say that frequency reducer multiplexing we have studied, and this frequency reducer multiplexing have been used by the telecommunication companies. Also in FDM system, we have learned about that the modulation techniques and how the signals are how multiple signals become a composite signal at the modulator section, and they are again transmitted through the channel and demodulated in the demodulator section with the help of band pass filter and demodulator, there should be a procession of low pass filter in this circuit. So thank you. Must follow the second lecture of this subject. Thank you again. Thank you all.